What's up, y'all? Okay. Shout out to DJ Mitsu, alright?
Track level, to high trouble than average.
For y'all, it's Roddy Raw.
Raw with the flow like
Everything.
kept round and
Man, with the Mitsu beats.
delivered the heat.
Shout out to Japan. All my Japanese folk, what up?
For all of the focus. Put your little raps right back in your folders. I better
Yeah,
get
jump them up. They all stop. Speaking of Japan, I would love to go back to Japan. I've been to Japan once before, but backpacked through Japan, and I had a wonderful time. There's a lot I can say about Japan. I think it's a beautiful country. The transportation is phenomenal. The food is phenomenal. The people are actually mad cool to me. You know, I had some really cool experiences. People treated me nice, except for one guy. There was one dude on the train that was a little kind of, but I mean, you get that with everybody, you know what I mean? So, but overall, I had a phenomenal time. Good people, good weather, the whole nine. Like, it was just a great country. So if you haven't been to Japan, I highly, highly recommend it. And in fact, what I also recommend, if you can do this, is they used to have this sort of like pass, like a train pass of sorts. I don't know if they still have it. It's been a while since I've been in Japan, but you can buy like a Shinkansen bullet train travel pass before you arrive in Japan. And that is really helpful. If you're planning on traveling to multiple cities, it'll save you some money for real. And the thing about Japan, their transportation system is so incredible that you can be in a different city every day and not even really think about it. It ain't like you're gonna be, waiting hours to get a train and to get a bus. Nah, man, it's like boom, 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 fast. You can be in a different city every day and enjoy that city. You know what I mean? So, highly recommend it. Now, speaking of what this video is actually about, the more depressing topic. Obviously, this has been the news story that has been fascinating me and is continuing to fascinate me this entire time. So let's talk about, believe it or not, Tochi's believe it or not, the genocide argument that you hear people lob at the Israeli government and Israel all the time and say, hey, you're genocidal. You've always been genocidal. And let's stop the Israel genocide, blah, blah, blah. Well, here's the problem with that. It don't make no real sense. When you start to really, obviously, if you just do a second of thinking about it, you'll be like, I don't know about this genocide thing y'all talking about. Is this real? So, I got two notes. There's only really two things you got to think about. And that is, number one, the population of Palestine throughout history. Okay, this stuff I'm going to show you is very, very Googleable. You can find it on the web very easily. It's not hidden information. So, if you look at the Palestinian population, you'll notice that the Palestinian population in the Gaza, West Bank, or just in general, has always been rising. In fact, it's pretty much been steadily rising. Okay, they've had a population boom, and it's been pretty consistent. Okay, so now compare that to a place like Rwanda, which had an actual genocide, right? And you'll notice that in Rwanda, when they had the actual genocide in 1994, I believe 1 million people were killed, up to 1 million people were killed. And that's an actual genocide, by the way, not a TikTok genocide, not a China and Russia sponsored genocide. You'll notice that the Rwandan population dipped, and you'll see the genocide dip. Okay, this stuff is very easy to find. So that's an actual genocide. So if Israel has been committing genocide on Palestinians for decades, I've been hearing this, pretty silly argument, all things considered, for a long time. How come there has been actual no genocidal dip at all whatsoever in the Palestinian population? Doesn't make sense, right? Okay, so that's number one. Now, the second part of this genocide argument is, let's talk about the capability of genocide. So, we know that most Palestinians want to wipe out Israel, right? I mean, there's polls that show this. All right, I can get to that maybe in another video. So, polls do show that, and obviously even with the ceasefire protests, they're all screaming from the river to the sea, which basically means Israeli genocide. That's essentially what they're saying. Get rid of Israel from the river to the sea. It's over, right? Now, the thing is, the Palestinians have the will to commit genocide, but they lack the capability because obviously they haven't done it. When they do have a little bit of capability, when they have a couple of rockets that they've just bought or a couple of AKs or whatever, or bombs, they fire them at Israel and kill maybe one or two people. Obviously, October 7th is a complete outlier, but that again shows you that when there is a increased capability of genocide, Palestinians will take that chance. And the reason they haven't been able to pull it off fully is because they lack the capability. I mean, I think that's pretty obvious. Now, what I think is interesting is if we're going to talk genocide, Israel has the capability, right? Even Palestinians or other Arabs or whoever will argue about Israel being, or Jews being these all-powerful Illuminati, mustache twirling villains, right? So the fact of the matter is that if they have the capability, which they do, to bomb Palestine to the ground and wipe out entire Arab cities if they so choose, how come it hasn't happened yet? That means that they lack the will to do so, right? And so if they lack the will, why haven't they done it? I think I'll just leave it there.